Welcome back to another episode of the Roots Podcast. I'm Max Moore, joined by my co-host Tyler Lingle. And today we have a mini episode, boys only, whatever you want to call it, talking about our conversation with Jason O'Neill. We just posted the podcast last week. If you haven't watched that, you definitely should. There was a ton of key learnings in it, and I want to pick Tyler's brain. We just talked to him. You know, he's just in the room sitting where you were. What is the number one thing going back into the business world, stepping out of this room, that you're going to implement post conversation with Jason?
I honestly think it's pausing to have margin to think about your thinking, but more importantly, think about the experience you want your leads, customers, the person right in front of you that you're trying to demonstrate some value exchange to.
Yeah.
To not just go straight into it with a million things on your mind, just exiting off the email app, but rather pausing, whether it's the car right there or at the curb and the sidewalk outside, taking a breath to think about what is it you're truly trying to have them express, so you have more understanding to give them back clarity.
The number one thing that I want you to hold me accountable to is, if you ever watch me walking into any type of connection and my head's down, I'm looking at my phone, snatch my freaking phone out of my hand.
I'm going to be snatching a lot.
And throw it in my backpack and say, like, it'll be there when you get done.
I can tell sometimes it takes you a second to warm up in a conversation because you're probably still processing.
We all are.
I'm not saying just you, but like, we're still like, you missed the whole first 45 seconds of the encounter because you're like, oh yeah, that appraiser, I got to respond to them later. I got to make a note in my journal. You just missed the welcome, the most important, like the...
Yeah. And it might not be because your head's still down typing. It's literally because there's always going to be a problem on the device. And he talked about, like, that's bringing your backstage with you. That's bringing the problems. He actually went as far as he's like, don't even look at the phone. Don't answer. Like, how often are you taking calls and going into a listing appointment, right? You're like, I got to wrap up this to go to this showing. Like, I got to get off the line to get to this showing and go run in the door. He was like, listen to some high-pop music and come in clear-eyed and confident to the picture. That was a huge, huge takeaway for me. What did you think about when he was talking through this, like, appreciation model? Where was your mind going? Value exchanged, like, appreciation is something becoming more valuable. It also can be showing somebody appreciation. He's like, you should couple those. The more appreciation that you show to a client, the more valuable that client kind of becomes in a way, because the relationship becomes more valuable. It grows over time. I think is the like gratitude input to output. What were you grappling with from that?
I think I was still in shock how he just like used the double meaning of appreciation.
Right.
I would actually reverse that question. It seems like it spoke a lot to you.
I've just seen it play out in business. Like having the habit of writing 2 to 3 note cards a day, putting that gratitude pen to paper and stuffing it in the mailbox and shipping it on its way. That's earned me more referrals than, like, I used to pay for Zillow leads. I've earned more from writing on a $2 note card plus the stamp in a day than, like, thousands I had to go to Zillow.
Yeah, I think the most important thing here is I was genuinely thinking about you, and I took part of my busy day and devoted it to thinking about Billy or Bob, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I was genuinely putting you front and center in my life and taking the time. And I think that Jason is a master at doing that. And the front of the stage, the back of the stage, he shows up like he's Post Malone, and his whole thing is like Post Malone isn't worrying about the lights, the cameras, the recording,
or how the stage got there.
Right. He's showing up in one mind of performance and giving them a great experience.
The thing I regret
he's doing that
not digging in is knowing what that back end is.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about that. Like, we did not ask the question of, like, what does your administrative staff look like? Because I think that's important.
And I think it's just tilted towards having an excellent front end. The front end experience dictates the back end, but he did say it was all through experiences, right? So he showed up to a listing presentation, didn't have his stuff printed the way it, there was a comma missing. And so now it's like, this assistant knows you got to double check the spreadsheet, right? All that evolving over time.
He runs really skinny.
And it might just be him.
Might just be him.
I don't.
Which I didn't take it to that perspective because I was like, well, how
so
do I
he's
clean up the back
boutique.
end?
So Jason is more of an artist, not so much of a business tycoon running at scale. He's not running at scale. He has a boutique brokerage of 15 individuals, and he told me he doesn't even do that much training of the 15. It's just people that want to rub shoulders with him. Mm-hmm. He's not even like getting into the trenches with those 15 to say, here's how you got to do business, buddy. He's just like, you want to be around me in my system, great. But what I love about that is he is purely a craftsman when it comes to real estate. Just like a craftsman has to cut the right piece of wood for that beautiful archway, of which they've custom cut like 10 pieces together or something. I don't even know if that's accurate in carpentry terms, but he's doing that when it comes to putting together a listing presentation to have both people part ways and to have the client walk away with the 3 C's: clarity, commitment, or clarity, confidence, and commitment having been felt, which is very hard. Most of the time, most appointments, you don't hit all 3, but he's showing up like a craftsman with his saw and his sander and his paintbrush, right? To just dial that in. And so he can't do that at scale.
Show up, right? You show up and you do that skill.
Right.
It's a high pay per, but you also have to
I guess what I'm describing is there are trade-offs. Like there's a reason he doesn't have a brokerage with 2,000 people.
Right.
He's so focused on that, like interchange between him and his client.
He said it's easier to niche down than to scale up and to go wide in the industry. Because I would anticipate he appreciated that we didn't ask, how do we break into luxury? We didn't ask that question because I'm not going to ask that question. I understand it's a relationships game, especially in Indianapolis. We're 2 phone call city, whatever the saying is. You can sell whoever's house that you want to. You don't have to spend all your days on marketing. And he chatted about that. What are your thoughts? How much money do you think that guy spends a year on actually marketing himself?
On marketing himself, I think he's spending a lot of money on marketing properties. Spending a healthy amount on himself, nothing.
Yeah.
I think he's paying for some meals with people and some gifts that he brings to the doorstep, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's all about the client.
Not a postcard. Hey, I'm Jason O'Neill, right?
Right.
Like nothing. And that's what I think I took away the most is like, and we got this from Dave Short with the flipping. Like he's not spending money on like, hey, I'm trying to flip. Send me your deals. He's putting coins in the piggy bank of people.
Yeah.
At scale. If he's doing anything at scale, it's managing relationships.
Right. Managing relationships. He said he shows up to be helpful. He focuses more of his energy on selling than marketing the property to a sense. How am I going to actually get the job done for you? Not what flashy crap am I going to bring in? It's like those are going to come no matter what.
Right.
It's on autopilot.
Right.
That was unique and interesting.
What did you take away from the discussion on him as a luxury listing agent and how the difference is there between that and someone who's just listing their $500,000 second home or whatever? It's the run-of-the-mill property.
Yeah, I love the fact that he brings the same thing to the $500K house because it's a lot easier. He said it's easier when you have the $5 million marketing package that you can grab and take to the $500K. It's a lot harder to go the opposite way. It's a lot harder. I've found myself grappling before where I just got done selling the 98K Burr downtown and I'm turning the corner to drive north and go sell the, house in Fishers for $500K. And I'm like, oh shit, I don't have a listing presentation. I just have my mouth. That's it. I need to go make that. I don't have this print brochure. I need to go print that. Like I need to go put the things together because I don't have to do that for the 98K Burr, right? I just have a buyer in my back pocket and I bring them. I thought that was unique and a good focus point because he's niche down to scale up. It not only attracts, he talked about the Mercedes and the cars and like selling the most expensive Mercedes, not actually what they do. They sell the lower end Mercedes more often. So having a $5 million listing isn't about selling the $5 million listing per se.
Well, it reminds me of the Alex Hormozy thing of like have that super high platinum deal. That's like you have your silver, gold, platinum, and it's like he just wants to sell the gold right in the middle of the one. Yeah. But it's like this one, we're gonna fly out. We're gonna bring a team of people and gonna do all this specialty, and it's like this is $1 million package or whatever. I don't even know how much it is.
Nobody's buying.
No one's ever gonna buy it, right? It's the same thing, and for you and I think that's the reflection point of like we don't really have that.
Yeah, we spend too much time, brother, selling the bronze package.
Right, we're like specialty in the bronze package,
and we're like a culmination of 45 listings this month. This is what I heard. He said a high producer is more than 15 transactions a year. I did 70 last year.
Right,
there's a problem.
Right, you might. It would be possibly better if we just did the 15 and the.
Yeah, you probably did more volume than I did.
Right.
Is the ironic part.
Right.
I don't know. I think from a business perspective, he has a great head on his shoulders to be in that front stage, be present, and be mindful. Too often we get wrapped up in what are the tasks and what is the urgency. And lightening the load is something that he is a master at. I would say that is his craft. Mm-hmm. He's been able to lighten the load completely. Mm-hmm. And he's laser focused.
Yeah, simplicity was what I got out of from it.
Yeah,
just like it's much more simple than we make it. Right. And what's ironic is it's like the duck who's like calm on the surface, but then underneath they're paddling really hard. It looks really simple because he's done the work through the sheer volume of effort and trials and failures of many decades before to now. Wow, he shows up. And he just says words and it's like lightning. It's just like, whoa, that was like really well put. Mm-hmm. But really it's the duck piling under the surface with him, I think.
Well,
there's a secret there.
I'm going to go paddle my little fins as hard as I can so that I can be smooth like Tyler. This has been another episode of the Roots Podcast. Like and subscribe. Peace.